Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle what often feels like the biggest hurdle for anyone learning Mandarin, pronunciation. We're going to break down the Chinese sound system, which is called Pinyin, into really simple, easy-to-learn parts.
So let's be honest, when you first hear that there are over 400 different sounds in Mandarin, it's pretty natural to feel overwhelmed. It can seem like this huge, impossible mountain to climb. But what if I told you there's a simple, logical system behind it all? A kind of key that unlocks every single one of those sounds. Well, that's exactly what we're going to find today.
Here's the plan for how we'll do it. First, we'll look at the Pinyin puzzle to get the basic structure. Then we'll dive into the core sounds, the simple, compound, and nasal finals. And we'll wrap it all up by laying out a clear path for you to practice and get fluent. All right, let's jump right into section 1, the Pinyin puzzle. This is where we unlock that simple logic I was talking about, the logic that makes this whole system click. Okay, this is the most important idea of the entire explainer. Every single syllable in Mandarin, all 400 of them, is made of just two parts. Think of them like building blocks. You have an initial and a final. Once you get this, you've got the foundation for everything else. Now, the initial is just the consonant sound that kicks off the syllable. But the real secret, the key to the whole thing, is the final. The final is the main vowel sound, and this is the big takeaway. If you can master the finals, you can master Pinyin. So that's where we're going to put all our focus. And here's what that looks like. On one side, you've got the initials. Those are your starting consonants. On the other side, you've got the finals, your core vowel sounds. The entire Pinyin system is really just about learning how to pair one initial with one final. So let's start building with section 2. We're going to begin with the most basic building blocks of all, the simple vowels. These are the 6 core vowel sounds that pretty much everything else is built on. Our very first simple final is ah. It's a nice open sound, just like the ah in the word father. Listen carefully to the sound all by itself. Ah. Now, let's hear what happens when we combine it with different initials to make it sound family. As I say these, I want you to listen for that one consistent ah sound. I'll go slowly. Ba, pa, ma, la, ga, ka. Did you hear it? The final sound, that ah, stays exactly the same every single time. It's the anchor. Excellent. Let's do the next one. Our next simple final is o. This one sounds like the o in the English word more. Listen to it by itself. O. Okay, now let's combine it. And here is its sound family. B, p, m, f. You see? Once again, that core O sound is the constant part. This is the simple logic of the system at work. Okay, you've seen the simple vowels. Now we can move on to section 3, the compound finals. And just like the name suggests, this is where we start combining those simple vowels to create new, richer sounds. Our first example of a compound final is I, and it shows you just how simple this is. You're literally just gliding from the ah sound into an e sound. It sounds just like the English word I. Listen, I. Now let's hear its family. Let's listen to a few of these. Bai, pai, mai, tai, lai, hai. See how that consistent I sound is the core of every single syllable, no matter which initial we put in front of it? All right, on to our final category of sounds in section 4, the nasal finals. Now don't let the name sound complicated. All this means is we're taking a vowel sound and we're ending it with a nasal sound, either n or eng. Let's start with the an family. For this, we take our eh sound and we finish it with a clean n sound. The tip of your tongue should just touch the roof of your mouth right behind your top teeth. Listen. An. Let's listen to a few from this family. Ban, pan, man, tan, lan, can. Can you hear that sharp, clean n at the end of each one? Now, for a great comparison, let's listen to ang. This sound is made a little further back in your throat, which gives it a more open and kind of a deeper sound. Listen to the difference. In, ang. In, ang. Now, let's hear the ang family. Here are a few examples. Bang, pang, mang, tang, lang, kong. That deeper quality is the key difference, and once you can really hear it, you're just one step away from being able to produce it perfectly.
And that brings us to our final section, where we put all these pieces together. This is your path to fluency. We've broken the system down, and now we're going to build it back up into a simple, effective strategy for you to master pronunciation.
The entire method really just boils down to these 3 easy steps. First, learn one final sound all by itself until you really have it down. Second, practice all the syllables in its sound family, just like we've been doing. And third, you just repeat that process for all of the other finals. That's it. That is the entire path. So let's recap the key ideas. 1. Every Chinese syllable is just a simple combo of an initial plus a final. 2. That huge list of 400+ sounds actually comes from fewer than 40 finals. That's a number you can definitely learn. And 3. By focusing on the finals, that impossible task becomes a logical, step-by-step process. You know that famous saying from the philosopher Lao Tzu, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step"? Well, mastering Chinese pronunciation is your journey. And learning your very first final and its sound family, that is your single powerful first step. So I guess the only question left is, which sound family are you going to master first? Thanks for joining this explainer. The path is clear. Now it's your turn to walk it.